Ben Vogel, and I was blessed to be principal here for 10 years, from 2001 until 2011. And actually, I was the person that was very happy to hire Matt Vino while I was principal here at Appleton East High School. And I'll tell you, there was only one time where I kind of second thought whether or not I should have hired him. And it was right after we hired him, walking through the halls of Appleton East High School, the kids were coming up to me and saying, "Hey, Mr. Vogel, how you doing? Is that your son with you?" No, it's not my son. So, no, great hire. Very happy to be here tonight and sharing this really special day and evening. Numbers tell a huge story. 50 years tells a story. And I thought tonight I would just share a couple specific numbers and why they are significant, why they were significant while I was here from 2001 to 2011. I'll start with 9/11. Actually, my wife and I and 2 kids at the time moved into our home on 9/11. I'll never forget. It wasn't more than a week into being here at Appleton East High School. I was meeting with the guidance counselors and some of the administrative staff when Barb Heckel came into the meeting room and just said that a plane had struck the World Trade Center. Soon after, she came in and said that another plane had struck the World Trade Center, the other one. And I'll just never forget the feelings and trying to figure out, what was going on, because nobody really knew at that time. So it was amazing how the Appleton East community came together. Actually, we had a graduate, Dan Song, who died in the World Trade Center, and we were able to honor him and his memory at our football, what do you call it? Pep rally. Thank you. You know what? When I think of Dan Song, it brings back those memories. But a very special moment because his sister was able to be here, and the kids really gave her a rousing round of applause in her brother's memory. So 9/11, never forget it. 10,000. That number rings a bell for me because at the end of the year, one of my first years at East, 10,000 crickets were released into the hallways up on the 3rd floor. I will never forget that morning. And yeah, I think back again, that wasn't the best memory at the time. We had some follow-up to do. We had to clean up the 10,000 crickets. In fact, if you listen real carefully, you can still hear 1 or 2 inside the walls here at Appleton East High School. But we also had to follow up with the students who made that poor decision. So that's not a happy memory. But I will tell you that because of that, we had a chance to meet with seniors in successive years and really talk to them about what is an appropriate end of the year prank and what's not. So Matt, good luck at the end of this year. And I know that you probably had that talk with those kids, so that's a good thing that came out of that. 423. Why does that memory ring a bell? Why is that important? It's the number of diapers that were given to me during graduation months after my twins were born. And so, saved my wife and I quite a bit of money. We used every one of those diapers. That was very good. Just a couple other numbers that come to mind for me. 150. That was the number of copies that I would make when we had an all-staff meeting. Now Mr. Mino probably tweets everybody whatever the agenda is for the day, but at the time, we made copies for everybody. And so that 150 really tells the story about the special staff members. Obviously our teachers, but also our career professionals, our secretaries, every single person that plays a role in making Appleton East a great place. So it's very important. Tonight's a great time to remember that it takes every single staff member, and so that 150 represents every single staff member and how important each and every one of them is in making East a great place. 2 other quick numbers. 4. 4 is for the number of fields of dreams that were built while I was principal here at Appleton East High School. And so that really represents not only the special teaching staff, Janelle Batten being one of them, many others, but also the parents. We have such strong, we have 3 parent groups here at Appleton East High School, and that's very unique. And also the community members. The community members, the parents, the staff all came together to do what was necessary to make that dream a reality. If you walk outside, and maybe you did that today to see what our outside grounds look like, it's amazing. We have many kids and community members that are benefiting from those wonderful fields and our tennis courts and everything else that was part of that huge initiative. And finally, I'll end with the most important piece, and that's 4,000. What number does that represent? That represents the number of students that, at least 4,000 plus, that graduated while I was principal at Appleton East High School. We have such unique, wonderful, amazing students across our district. But during my 10 years here at East, I had the chance to really get to know these kids and what they brought to make Appleton East so special. And I'm talking, when you think, we have people here tonight that represent those students right here in the front row, Mr. Balistreri. And they make East the special place that it is. So I will never forget the special times that I had during my 10 years here as Appleton East principal. Again, I'll say very blessed. Appreciate having the chance to come here tonight and share a few words. And now I have the honor of introducing, and there's no sheet up here for me, but I believe the Insomniacs will now come on and perform. So a round of applause for the Insomniacs.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. The sky that we look upon should tumble and fall. The mountain should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, no I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me, oh, won't you stand by me, oh, stand now, oh, stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Just stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, you can stand by me. Stand by me.
Yep, George, you have to sit down.
Good evening, everybody. We are representatives from the coaching staff, and as you can see, older members of the coaching staff. Our format's going to be a little different. We're just going to fire questions at each other and hopefully give you a flavor of the athletic program and the athletic history here by responding to those questions. So let's start by introducing Coach.
I'm Janelle Batten. I am actually a graduate of Appleton East, class of '91. And I also have had the pleasure of coaching and teaching here for 16 years. I started here, I think, in like '98, I believe, and ended in 2014. So I had the pleasure of both.
I'm Joe Perez. I started coaching here in 1967, right from the beginning. And it couldn't have been a finer time for me to become a coach. And I'm flanked by two really good coaches who have achieved a great deal. And what else do you want me to say?
Hang on. We'll come back to you. And I'm Pat Schwanke. I started here in not as far back as Joe, but pretty close. And I'm the football coach here at Appleton East.
Okay, so all these officers, coaches, can you tell us a little bit about your roles that you played here at Appleton East? So Joe, why don't you go first?
Well, I've been coaching cross country all 50 years, and I've been a track coach for almost as long as that. And I was fortunate enough to have many Division I runners, and I've had a state championship and a runner-up, and that's a start anyway.
Well, how about the power? All right, so I started here as an assistant coach. Must have been 1985. Became the head coach in 1990 and have been the head football coach ever since. We have had up years and down years as you come to the football season and the football game. Maybe our biggest contribution is what we do on the field is work really hard, and what we do off the field is we try to pay everybody back. And I think that's probably one of the things that we do fairly well. We've had great years and we've had pretty average years. But you know, one thing is we keep working every time.
You can go.
Okay, next question. So I'm going to aim this one at Janelle. You competed both as an athlete and a coach here at East. How has sports and the role of sports changed during that time period? And can you tell us how athletes are different today from athletes when you participated?
Sure. So back in the day, I guess, when I participated in athletics, I think the kids are the same. I think the adults are different, unfortunately. And as an athletic director now, I can tell you that I really believe that. I think we expect sometimes too much out of kids. We don't let them be kids, and that's our fault as an adult. But I don't think the kids have changed that much. I still think they want to compete. They want to be part of a family, which I think Appleton East does very well in a lot of our sports here. But I don't think the kids have changed. I think the adults have changed.
So what do you think?
No, they're all good. The kids at Appleton East have always been perfect to me. They never treated me poorly, and I certainly didn't treat them poorly. And should I add one more thing?
You go for it, whatever you want to say.
We had 13 conference championships, too. And we've taken over 20 teams to the state meet. And it's all because of these great kids at Appleton East. They are so coachable, and they haven't changed. Just us older coaches have changed.
So, Coach Schwanke, what is your most memorable sports moment at East?
You know, probably for the football program, and that's who I'll speak for, is our 1998 season. We won 11 games, finished in the quarterfinals, and lost up at DC Everest. Probably the best game I have ever participated in was a playoff game we played up north against Chippewa Falls. Every time one team had the ball, they scored. And the game ended up with a 35-27 victory for us, and it carried us to the next level. But by the end of that football game, our team was so spent that it was hard to prepare for the next week. So for the football program, that's probably the most memorable sports event that I've experienced.
So in softball, we had a lot of memories. I think Coach Wonky and Coach Perez would agree. The memories are because of the kids, and you remember something about every kid that you've coached, and you could probably tell a story about every kid. I had the experience of being part of a 27-inning game that lasted 6 hours and 5 minutes, and we won. But for me, honestly, it probably was a season, and I think, is Jenny Marlborough here right now? I thought I saw her walk in. Jenny, want to stand up? Is anybody else here from the 2000 state championship team? Anybody else here? Maybe not. But that season was the most meaningful. We had to overcome adversity during that season, and it truly was special. And if you talk to any of those kids, they could tell you stories, but that was probably the most special part of coaching for me.
It came totally unexpected. And a kid named Dan Schubert finished as a state champion in cross country. And I would never have expected it to happen. And he was only one of 3 kids from Appleton that has ever won an individual championship. But it took me by total surprise. I never thought it would happen. I was standing at the finish line, I just couldn't even stand up anymore. I was ready to fall over. I was so proud.
Okay, my turn. So you've heard Coach Perez talk about his success in the conference championships, and we'll let Joe answer this in a minute, but as our fast pitch coach, Coach Batten led us to 7 consecutive state tournament appearances. So with that, keeping those victories and those seasons in mind, can you share with us, and I'll direct this to both of them, can you share with us the secret to that run and your success, your team's success?
Yeah, well, I think I can guess what Coach Perez is going to say. Maybe not, but it's the kids. We have fantastic kids here at Appleton East throughout all of those years, and it really is the fact that they treated each other like family, and if you have a family, you can do anything. And so we were lucky enough. I think in the 16 years I was here, we went 9 times, and that's a great experience to have, but it's because in our program, it's always been about family, and I think that's the difference.
What I would have to say is all the coaches in this school support each other. They always have something good to say to you when you're successful, and they couldn't be more happy for you at the time. Especially Pat.
Okay, so gentlemen, if you had to describe or define East in a couple of words, what would they be? Coach Schwanke, you first.
Okay, so this is one that's really difficult, and I don't know that I could define the East Athletic Program in one word, or our kids in one word. You know, the buzzword today is grit. There's books with the title. And I think it is grit, but with our kids here at East, it's that they'll go out on a Friday or a Tuesday or a Saturday and they'll compete with anybody, and it doesn't matter where they are or who they're playing. Right? And that's been a long tradition as I've been a part of the athletic program. That's it. They're tough enough to compete against everybody and anybody. They work their tails off to be successful, and they always come to practice and have a great attitude. That, to me, is grit, and I think that's what our kids have. Joe?
I agree totally. We had one disappointment in all the years I've been coaching, that we never finished last, except once. And the kids were just totally devastated that they finished last. They were such good competitors that they couldn't believe that we had a team that finished last.
And for me, that word would be home, and I'll just tell you a real quick story. So I'm in a different school district right now, and I'm the athletic director in that role. But I do get to coach every once in a while. We had a situation where our coach for softball couldn't be there, and I had to step in for her for a little bit. And I had the opportunity to help coach at the state tournament again at that school. And we were, let me just tell you, our colors are red and black, and nowhere in the name is the word East, okay? All of a sudden, we're in the middle of an inning, and I'm like, let's go East! So East is always home.
And I just want to ask both Coach Batten and Coach Perez if they have names of coaches that helped start the foundation of athletics here at East that they want to bring up, and personalities or people that they want to recognize in front of the rest of you. So Joe, who do you think of?
I think of Coach Simon at Appleton West. I know that doesn't sound like I should be talking about him. We didn't have any other role model in the city of Appleton except him, and he'd done a great job over the years. And he kind of motivated me. And one other little known fact, Janelle was out for cross country for just a short time.
Janelle, you have anybody you want to mention?
Yeah, I guess for me it would have been Coach King, and Coach King was here when I was a student athlete and coached us. He was a football coach too, and then helped coach. He was my assistant coach when I started here. But just a little thing about Coach King, and I saw Mr. Hollenstein is in here, so he'll appreciate this story. So we're playing softball. I played for Del Proust, great man, and the game was done, and I had hit a triple, and Coach King was a JV coach, and he came over from the other field, and he walked up, and he says, Coach Proust was barking at him and saying, Batten could have she could have had a home run if she could run faster, right? And so Coach King says to me, I bet you I could beat you around the base path. Well, I don't know if you've seen Coach King's physique, but he was a little short and stout, and we raced around the bases. And I'm just going to tell you right now that he was not wearing his suspenders that day. He got around third base, and I looked, and his pants were hanging around his ankles. So that's my Coach King story.
Thank you, everybody.
Now is the drum line.
You may recognize me as Tommy the gruff but lovable barfly in the hit Showtime show Shameless. But did you also know I am a proud Appleton East Patriot graduate class of 1991? Sorry, Mrs. Shepherd. She's held up little bit better than I am over the years. I wish I could be there in person to help celebrate Appleton East's 50th, but I want you kids to take heed. If you follow your dreams and apply yourself and work really, really hard, maybe 25 years from now, you too could get paid to drink non-alcoholic beer in a soundstage in Burbank, California. Enjoy the celebration. Happy 50th. Here's to 50 more Appleton East. And somebody, for the love of God, please have some cheese curds from JD's for me.
Good evening. My name is Corey Otis. I am a class of 1993 graduate, and I have been teaching English language arts here since the year 2000. We have a very special surprise. We worked on this for about a year. We didn't think it was going to happen, but we just got word that he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, Academy Award nominated actor, Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe.
Hello, everyone. I just found out that George Hohenstein's here. I need to get back at him.
You're Willem Dafoe.
Yes, I am Willem Dafoe.
It's Willem, not William. Please name 3 movies that you have appeared in.
There's a lot. Batman, Superman, Groundhog's Day.
Wait a second.
I knew it!
State your name.
I'm Ryan Marks, graduate 1993. And it's so great to see you.
Nothing has changed. That is the important thing to remember this evening. That
I wish
we
Miguel
have
was
not
here.
changed.
Maybe 10,000 cheese curds later. Thank you.
I don't think Mike McGill meant that literally, but that's okay. We have been here since the year 2000 together. We have 3 years as students, so that makes 20 altogether. I teach English, not math, but I believe that's right. That's about 40% of the lifetime of Appleton East. Ryan and I both believe in giving back, and that's why we came back. And that's why our families are part of the Appleton East community, and that's why our kids are coming here. And I have a stepson who is a junior year here already. That is something to celebrate. So, today's been a great day. It's been really incredible to see old teachers, to see old classmates, to see the current students really learning about the history of this place and really having a good time. And we had 3 goals for this event. One was to celebrate, check, I think we did that. One was to elevate, to really kind of lift the spirits of this place. And if you walk around at all today, if you look around today, I think everybody really feels good about Appleton East. And now it's time for the third thing, and that's to generate. We felt like there was no better way of paying tribute to 50 years of Appleton East than to establish an endowment fund to pay it forward to the future patriots of Appleton East. This endowment fund will inspire innovative and creative classroom projects, things that directly affect the students in the classroom, so they can create projects. Where did Willem Dafoe go? I just saw him go back in the seat. He's supposed to be up there the whole time. These projects will strengthen and elongate the traditions here at Appleton East and the values that we share and practice as patriots. So, We have established a website, and you can also pay by cash or check, but we would really love for you to give back to Appleton East. The Patriots pay it back. And now, this is for real, this is the world premiere of an alumni challenge video. This was produced by Lauren Gilmeister and Aaron Gretzinger, 2 sophomore students at Appleton East High School. Let's check it out.
Appleton East is always home. When you think about going home, you always think about coming back to Appleton East. When I was here as a student, I had the most wonderful teachers I can even think of. Being able to play sports, 3 different sports here in my career, meant the world to me. I think it helped me grow as a person.
Growing up as a student in Appleton, I always knew I was going to attend Appleton East, so I've always heard stories about the school and the traditions of the Patriots, and when I was there, it was an important time for me because that's when I figured out that I wanted to be a teacher. East really felt like home as a student, and then later when I went on in my teaching career, I always had that in the back of my mind, that feeling of community.
One of the key things that Appleton East did for me was certainly my involvement with the cross-country program and track program here. Otherwise, certainly just the students that were my friends here at East. Friendships, great teaching staff. I really credit a lot of who I am today to my experience here at East.
What made East special for me was really that sense of belonging.